All of you watching here, come close to the screen and listen. People don't have to like you. People don't have to love you. They don't even have to respect you. But when you look in the mirror, you better love what you see. Cause I'm a boss.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. I actually had an aesthetic setup for you guys, but I feel a bit more comfortable talking like this. Maybe I'll switch over to that side as the video goes on. Highly unlikely. Strap in, let's go. It's just like I can't let what I think you think of me get in the way of living my life. What do I think of my life and how do I feel in my life, rather than how does my life look like to the people around me. So recently I read Convenience Store Women by Sayaka Murata. I feel like I just butchered that pronunciation, and this isn't like a book video or anything like that. It's just that like I read this book and it's kind of inspired to this topic. But let me start off by telling you guys the story. So we have Kiko, and she is a little bit odd like her entire life, and then she at some point like in her early like adult life I think gets a job at a convenience store. Like I said, like her whole life she's felt like a little bit weird or whatever. She gets this job that has instructions for everything, every single interaction with customers. You say hi, would you like anything else, and they give you like guidelines what exactly to say. So this works great for Keiko because she is not that great with social skills and stuff like that. She loves this convenience store. Her life basically revolves around it. Her family and the people around her are kind of like, why are you here? Like, you've been here for 18 years. Every time someone finds out she's been working at the store for 18 years, everyone's like, girl, what's going on? So basically as the book progresses, like people's comments about her start to get to her, also commenting on like her love life a little bit. She's 36 at this point and she's worked for 18 years in the convenience store. She doesn't have a husband, no kids. Everyone's like, hey, like what's happening? People find out she doesn't have kids or a husband and everyone's like, oh, I can totally help you, like we can get you help, like are you okay? Everyone's just kind of patronizing about it. She doesn't understand like what's going on. Why is everyone just like, oh my. By the way, this story leads up to the topic I'm trying to get to, so just hang on, okay? Just hang on. Everyone is just kind of patronizing about it and exacting like she's not a full human being for not having a love life and for working in one store for 18 years, even though she loves the convenience store. There's also layers, like other layers to her character. Like she means like this, the worst guy I have ever read about in a book. I'm not kidding, the worst guy. And I've read multiple fantasy books, including so many villains, but he is the worst person because he's so realistic. So she kind of is like, you know what, like fuck it, at this point I might have to settle because people are on my case. You know, this guy's like, I'll get a real job, like the convenience store is crazy. He signs up for a job interview and then she's about to go for the job interview. Mind you, like when she has to quit at the convenience store, so she quits and she's miserable the whole time that she's quit. Before she even gets the job interview, like she's just like, what the hell, I am not having a good time. She's about to go for the job interview and then like she's about to go, she realizes this is not for me. I am not living my life. Yeah, like that's the lead up to the topic for today. Basically living your life for you, living your life for you, and not based on what people think you should be doing or what should be happening. I came to this realization pretty late. I know there's people who come to it much later. I know some of our adults in our own culture don't come to this realization at all. It's always what will people think. Once I came to this realization, it seemed pretty straightforward to me, and I wondered why it took me a good 22 years for it to click. The realization that I came to is that when you make decisions based on what people think you should do, you're not living your life. This mic is very much fake, but it's making me comfortable. When you are the person who has to live with this decision, not the people advising you, not your friends, not your family, not your extended family, the skin that you are in has to deal with the consequences of every single decision you make. I mean, this might kind of be subjective because sometimes, you know, you make a wrong decision and it's your parents that bail you out. Fairs, but for the most part, when you study a course, everyone's like, don't study animation, and then you go to study fucking accounting. You hate accounting, by the way. You're miserable for a good 4 years. Your mental health is dwindling. The people who made the decision for you are at home. They're sleeping like babies because every decision they've taken has led to a life that they enjoy. And you're taking decisions. They have that life that they're enjoying, meantime you're miserable. The contrary is like, okay, well, maybe they're not as happy and as satisfied with their lives, and it's like, why would you want to follow in those footsteps? You're thinking that people are gonna judge me, it's gonna look like an irresponsible decision because, you know, we don't have animators in my region, and you know, like, it's not a popular industry. Like, I know I just look foolish, like I look foolish for studying animation. It's like, after you look like that, then what? You look foolish. You look, mind you, I get it, you took your decision and you know what you were doing, you did your research and everything, you know what job opportunities you're going for, you have a plan, you understand, which is the main thing. So people on the outside looking in, they don't really get it, and it's like, oh yeah, they're judging me. Like, okay, they're judging you, then what? They judge you, then what? Like, do you lose $5 from your bank account every time someone casts an unfair judgment on you? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what tangible disadvantages are there to being judged negatively or being perceived negatively, you know? And just kind of people giving you side eyes, like, what does that do for you, realistically speaking? Take her from the convenience store woman, and everyone is like, okay, cool, like, why are you still working at the convenience store? The check is still coming at the end of the month. She's so satisfied every working day because she loves, like, organizing the shelves, loves interacting with customers in a way that feels safe. People are judging her, sure, but she goes at home and now she's the one sleeping peacefully on her pillow. Only disadvantage, like tangible disadvantage, I can understand also from kind of mising people's judgments, is being an outcast. We're humans, we're social creatures. Yeah, you might be an outcast, but you really want to make yourself small just to appease to these really judgy people. Why would you want to squeeze in with people like that instead of people who allow you to kind of take your shape and take up your space and make your mistakes? That's how I see it. And in my opinion, like, if you live authentically and, you know, let's say in the most extreme example, people cut you off because you are so foolish for studying animation, you'll study animation and then you're gonna find a community of people like you at the animation course, and that's your new family, that's your newfound family. And because you have taken this authentic decision that is true to you, you're going to meet people who like the same things you do and create new bonds. So that's how I see it. I'm not saying people are replaceable, but you can compartmentalize them. Like, okay, well, this person is judging me for this, it's cool, but my community is here and this is where I feel most welcome. I was listening to this podcast in December. It's been such an insightful podcast. I love it. Basically, in one of the episodes, they have a research, what is he, like a, not a happiness researcher, but he has basically studied like happiness. You know, those what's like most people's regrets when they age, or what's like most people regret on their deathbed. And I feel like we kind of, at least I took those for granted a lot, because I just feel like I've just heard that so many times, like, we have regret not doing this, not doing that. Like, yeah, sure, I'm sure a lot of people might have regrets on that deathbed. They then highlighted the two most popular regrets. So they sorted these by, like, I think men and women. The men's biggest regret was not spending time with loved ones and stuff like that. Like, they just wish that they hadn't dedicated most of their time to chasing the hustle. And then the woman's regret was, and I quote, "I wish I hadn't worried so much about what people thought of me and did what I felt was true to me." Imagine being on your deathbed and feeling like that. No do-overs, mind you. To me, like, that's so sad, because imagine being on your deathbed and you're thinking, I wish I hadn't thought so much about what people thought of me and did, like, lived according to me. You know, you're molding your life as you go. And I think it's just important that we try to live with what resonates with us. I think it's important that we kind of lead our lives with this knowledge at the back of our minds that this is my one life, and I can't let what I think you think of me get in the way of living my life. At the end of the day, what do I think of my life and how do I feel in my life, rather than how does my life look like to the people around me who don't have to live your life for you. Really just trying to emphasize the fact that it's your life. And people's judgments, they don't do anything for you. They don't stop a bag. They don't, or they shouldn't at least, hinder the quality of your life. Find your people who understand you and accept you. Ow! Anyways, my back hurts. Let go of people's perceptions of you. Let go of worrying about how people view you. Let go of how people, the conclusions they come up with for your life, right? You want to start your YouTube channel? Start that YouTube channel. That person might find it cringe, but it might work out for you if you believe it. Don't try to influence how people view you. puts a lot of pressure on yourself for nothing. No matter the outcome, every L you took, every win, know that the decisions make sense to you. Don't be that person that ends up being like, oh shit, like if I just listened to myself, I doubted myself. Make sure every decision you take makes sense for you. If you want a car, right, you want a car now. You don't have transport, you're going with combis. Last week someone almost stole your phone because you're listening to music with earphones on public transport, mind you. This has actually happened to me. But anyways, you don't have a car. You're thinking, I want to get a Honda Fit. At the same time, you're thinking, but then the people at school are gonna look at me like, cause Fits, you know, Honda Fit is this, is that, is that. Babe, you are the one walking in the sun. Those people either have cars that they like or are comfortable. Basically, they go to point A, point B in a car. And when you can't buy a car right now because you're wondering what will people say. Or maybe they don't even have cars. Maybe you're talking about people who are in combis along with you. And you're allowing people like this to decide what to do, how to manage your money, convenient. You see how that sounds crazy? Anyways, this was a very long rant. I hope I explained this properly. I feel like I kind of went in a circle. This mic is great. It's a pen from Typo. I got it in 2017. Remember when Typo used to be so bad? I just love this though. Me, I love the quality used to be so bad. Now they do so good. I have another pen from them and I love it. I've never actually used this one for more than an A4 page. But anyways, now it's my mic, so we love that. It's a win-win. It's actually like letters. It had like letters A to Z, and then there was no A, K, or M for my last name. So I just took this one because I thought it looks like a line or an I. Like, I love myself. That is all for today's rant. Let me just show you guys my setup that I have. And I'm sorry that you couldn't see it throughout the video. Love you. Come back next Sunday. I'll be here again next Sunday, bothering your screens with more to say. But I always have something to say. Love you. Bye.